it's loading, it's loading. Oh, it's ready. Okay, we are now live on both. I just have to make sure that I have both chats open. Otherwise, it's useless. And there's no point in doing this at all. Perhaps, maybe if it loads. Okay, I've got one chat working. So that's great. Can't get the other one to work. Ah, there we go. Now both is indeed working. Wonderful. Let me also just double check the output, make sure that it is what it should be. Yeah, that's great. And then let's check this as well. And then we can get started. Yeah, that's also fine. Awesome. Wonderful. Welcome, 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 welcome back, everybody. We are here today with The Last of Us again. My god, we're still not done with this yet. We're going to be playing some No Return. Mainly just me practicing, really. Since I still haven't completed the challenge of trying to complete it. Hey, Finn. Without guns. So that would be great. We'll do that in hard. And then while we do that, I'm also going to share my thoughts on Season 2 of The Last of Us. And the reason for that is I just finished watching, or I watched the finale of Season 2 this morning.
Great.
And I have some thoughts. I have some feelings. And obviously this is coming from someone who, I mean, I'm a huge fan of The Last of Us anyway. Or we've got here Assault. They start in search, so that should be fine. I'm a huge fan of The Last of Us anyway. I really liked Season 1. I also really liked some of the changes that they made in Season 1 as well. And that's not to say that I loved all of it, but I did, I think, like the majority. Whereas I don't think that was as true here with Season 2. Where do we think is a good place to position myself? Warning, by the way, there will be spoilers for Season 2. Okay, Finn, no worries. See you later. Bye-bye. If you haven't seen it. Okay, where are they coming in from? Hello? Oh, fuck, they're right next to me. That's not great for me.
Fuck me.
Yeah, fuck me indeed. I should be able to kill him fairly easily initially. Oh, nope. That wasn't good. Oh, duck. Okay, I need to... Wait, I forgot all the buttons. Shit, how do I run? I forgot how to run. I forgot how to run. Wait! How do I run? No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. I'll figure this out eventually. Okay, well, I'm dead. Initially, a good start to begin with, for sure. I haven't played this in a while, to be fair. And I've forgotten the buttons, unfortunately. But yeah, so, Season 2. What did I think? What did I think? What did I think? I mean, look, I went into the show, I think, with a lot of the same concerns as everybody else had. And I think two of the main concerns that people had initially, before even watching Season 2, was one, obviously, was a concern with Ellie, which was that she didn't really look like she aged, even though there would have been a time jump. I don't know if we knew at the time that it was going to be 5 years or 4. I know it's 4 in the game. So that was an initial concern I think everybody had. And then also there was a concern when it came to Abby as well. She wasn't as jacked in the show as she had been in the game. I also came to the show with similar concerns, but I wasn't really too worried about them. I figured if the story's good, I don't particularly care so much about the other stuff because they can make slight changes to make it work based on the actors and actresses that they did choose. Instead of making exactly the same as the game, and end up with some inconsistencies, maybe. What is this game? It's The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. Oh fuck, they're starting in fucking combat? I still don't remember how to... Oh, I figured it out. Sorry, you're just gonna have to die really quick, sir. Oh. Well, that was easy. Where are the others? I figured out how to run again, so that's great. Oh fuck, there's one there. Ma'am, I'm really going to need you to keep your distance, thank you. So yeah, I went in with those same concerns. I'm not particularly hugely worried about that anymore. I mean, obviously, because they did jump 5 years instead of 4, I think everyone kind of... Are these guys just not going to do anything? Oh, shit. Jesus. Oh, fuck off. Hit him, hit him, hit him. Dodge. Oh, kill. Okay, she's dead as well. Awesome. Right. And we're just going to go back down here and wait for other people to show up. So yeah, I mean, it was a bit jarring at first, seeing Ellie kind of the same and not really having grown, even though everyone else had. Like, even Joel looked like he aged fucking 10 years, which is fair enough. But yeah, after sort of that initial, I think, shock, you kind of get used to it. And once you get into the story, it sort of just becomes part of what the story is, and you kind of forget about it initially, or at least I did, at the start, which was fine. And I was able to get over that pretty quickly. And then also after episode 2 as well, we were able to see Caitlin play Abby, and I really liked her take on it. I thought that was really cool as well. But suddenly, we come up with some new concerns, which is the way that they've written Ellie is very different from how she's written in the game as well. And we didn't know that that was going to happen until we saw it. So this is concerns that came... Oh, a bow. I can actually get a bow, because that's not the same as using a gun, so that would be great. What about this one? Yeah, let's get a medkit as well. I think that's awesome. So yeah, in regards to those concerns, I think the main issue, let's go with this one, because we can use Jesse to help us. I remember, I think I watched a video earlier today perhaps, where somebody mentioned that the way that they had written Ellie, it kind of seemed like she was still written like she was kind of in season 1, where she was still very childish. She hadn't really matured very much, sort of emotionally or personality-wise. And some of... I don't know what the fuck they are. You tell me to get down, I don't know what for. Well, there's a pipe over there, though. I might grab that really quick. I think that that's a fair statement to make. Overall, I really can't do two things at once. I'm trying to concentrate and speak, and it's just not working for me. I keep losing track of my thoughts. Where are they coming from? Okay, there's one coming up here. I'm just going to put myself here in this corner. So as she comes up, I can kill her. If she does come up. She might not. There's 2 of them down there, actually, which really isn't great for me. I need to make sure nobody's coming from behind me either. No, I seem to be good from there. Okay, great. Hello, Trevor. Hi, basketball. Welcome back. I've lost my thoughts again. So yes, in regards to Ellie, I do think that she was maybe written... Because they also wrote her as not being as intelligent either, which was something that everybody... Oh, shit. No. Which was something that a lot of people have pointed out. They kind of wrote her as being dumb, in a sense, which obviously Ellie in the game definitely isn't. And so I kind of didn't like that too much either. I thought that that was... I think the reasoning for that mainly was that so that Dina had a bit more of a bigger role. Because Dina in the game... I mean, she's great, she's sweet, but she's not entirely helpful, I'm not going to lie, a lot of the time. Especially when it comes to combat scenes. Also, the combat in Season 2 wasn't great either. Like, there were a lot of cool action scenes. Like, the hordes in the first episode I really, really liked. I thought that was great. That gave me, like, really strong Game of Thrones vibes, actually, which I was super into, and I enjoyed. Is he coming up the stairs? Oi. Oh, he might be. I wouldn't. You'll die. Alright, well, your funeral. And so I really, really enjoyed that. And there were a lot of other action scenes that I thought were really cool. But other than the clicker right at the beginning in the first episode, Ellie didn't really do much fighting, especially when it came to the WLF and the scars. Because 90% of this game is Ellie walking around just absolutely demolishing people. Oh, I had to unlock a safe? I thought it was like a hunted version. Oh my god, I'm so fucking stupid. I didn't even pay attention to the thing. If the safe's locked, then it's over, right? Like, that's the end of the game? Is it not going to kick me out? Where's the safe even? The safe is... The safe is... Is that the safe? I'm confused. If the safe is closed, there's nothing I can do, surely. I feel like that's the end, no? Well, let's go around and kill these guys. The best I can, anyway. And then we'll see what happens. Oh, I think somebody's seen me. Yeah, somebody has indeed seen me. Sorry, man. I'm gonna need you to die really quickly. Sorry. Yeah, you're just kind of in my way. I think I'm gonna die anyway. It's fine. What was I saying? I don't remember. I can't do two things at once. Something about the action, I think. Oh yeah, so Ellie doesn't really fight much. Like when she goes up against the WLF, she hides and runs away. When it's the Scars again, she hides and runs away. Even when she was surrounded by the Stalker Horde in the room, again, she has to be saved by Jesse, which I thought was fucking stupid. Like, come on. I mean, I know that there was a lot of them, and that was definitely a difficult situation to get out of. I didn't expect her to kill all of them, but I expected her to kill at least one. I mean, Jesse walked in, shot all of them in 2 seconds, and then they were fine. The only real killing Ellie did was with Nora, Mel, and Owen. And the Mel and Owen one was by accident. She didn't even mean to do that. Although it was kind of an accident in the game as well, I suppose. Or at least the first kill was... killing Mel was an accident, because she tried to make a move, whereas killing Owen, I think, was intentional, because Owen then rushed her, which is fair enough. But yeah, I don't know. I felt like she was kind of useless in that sense. And while I think all of that is true, and a fair criticism, I feel like this could have all been solved by changing... one very simple thing. They would have changed a lot about Season 2, to be fair. But... Oh, fuck off. Leave me alone. Fucking die. Oh my god, die. Jesus Christ. I feel like the main thing that could have changed, that would have helped and made it better, was simply just don't do the time jump. Like, Ellie then, it wouldn't matter if she looked exactly the same, or looked exactly the same age, because she would be. It wouldn't matter if she was written as if she was more childish than she is, and that she didn't really know anything, because she wouldn't yet. And it also wouldn't matter that Abby wasn't as buff as she is in the game, because that only happens since, in the 4-year time jump in the game, the reason that happens is because Abby can't sleep. And so I think it's that she used to work out in order to help herself fall asleep. And so if you skip the time jump, that's not necessary either. And it kind of makes everything work. And I also think that it would have been fun then to expand on that. And that way we'd get to learn how and why Abby and the crew from the Fireflies joins the WLF and how that works. And we'd also get to see a bunch of other stuff. We'd get to see them then planning to try and find Joel, or trying to find people who know him, and seeing their journey going across the place to Jackson, and then sort of scoping it out, and then trying to get him alone, and so and so. And I feel like a lot of the main storylines, once she gets there, can be exactly the same or similar to what happened. It would just be 4 years earlier. That would also allow you to then tell all the backstory from what happened between Joel and Ellie before she became upset with him. It would even allow you a chance to tell the Eugene story, which I thought was also interesting, and I wasn't against in any way. We'd also then get to spend a little bit more time with Joel before he dies. And I think as sort of a storyline, as sort of a TV storyline, the way a TV storyline usually flows, I think it'd make more sense that way as well, especially since they haven't crammed the entirety of the second game into one season. Since they're spreading it out between different seasons, I feel like it would have worked just fine if you just didn't do the time jump, and everything would have been okay. What do we have here? So capture, What's capture? I don't even know what that means. And then we have hunted, infected. Well, we have Jesse, so let's just go with hunted. So yeah, I feel like that obviously, it definitely would raise some concerns, specifically about the Dina pregnancy arc. I feel like it would raise huge concerns in that regard specifically. Because obviously, Dina would be a lot younger if they didn't do the 5-year time jump. I definitely don't want to be in this room when the thing starts, so let's fucking move somewhere else. But she wouldn't, I feel she'd be like 17, 18 years old, and they could either figure that out and maybe talk about like, she wouldn't really be a teen anymore, but teen pregnancies and things like that. I feel like that would have been a fair, oh, I should actually heal really quick. Oh, I don't have any heals. Shit. Okay, well, I'm kind of screwed.
Runner!
Nope. I got you, Jesse, don't worry. I feel like that would have been a fair... I've just completely wasted that Molotov as well. That's done nothing for me. Okay, well... I feel like that would have been interesting. Or just find some other type of arc and change it to that. Because, like, obviously, that would have opened up to more criticism, for sure, about the story being completely different. But I also think it's important to remember, and it's similar to what they want you to remember with how Season 2 is currently written anyway, which is that it's a retelling of the game. It's not like frame by frame of what the game is, and it was never supposed to be. And so it opening up to new storylines that we don't know, especially with Abby joining the WLF, and possibly new storylines in regards to, you know, how they... Oh, shit me. Fucking die, bitch. Oh, thanks, Jesse, I appreciate that. Dude, I'm really low, actually. I should probably walk around, see if I can find any. Piss off, bitch. So yeah, personally for me, I think that would work well. I think I probably would have enjoyed that more than I enjoyed Season 2 currently. This is actually quite good. It's helping me practice my dodging a lot better. Die, motherfucker, die. But yeah, I don't know. I just... those are just some things that I think would change the Season 2 obviously completely, but I think it would open it up to new possibilities. And I also think it would stop people comparing it so much to the game, which I think is what's sort of bringing it down a lot as well. So people, I think, are overly comparing it to the game. And if they didn't do the time jump, a lot of Ellie's mannerisms that she has throughout Season 2, which are still a bit more childish in a lot of cases, like she's not always taking every situation more seriously, would make a lot more sense, because she'd be like 15 years old, 14, 15 years old. And all of those reactions to the different things, like her going, oh my god, I'm going to be a dad, which I thought was hilarious. I loved that. Obviously, it's different than what it is in the game, but that's because Ellie in the game's a bit more mature and was taking the situation a bit more seriously. Because she realized that she was in a fucking war zone, and that having someone who's pregnant, who's also very sick, by the way, like Dina in the game was very sick, and that's why she couldn't keep moving forward. She didn't feel well enough to, whereas in the show that wasn't a problem. I don't know. I feel like it would have been fine overall though, and I think I would have maybe enjoyed it more if it wasn't trying to be as similar. Safe locks. Okay, so I need to get to the safe basically. Where the fuck's the safe? Safe is down there. So let's do that then. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's my take, specifically on the last episode of Season 2. I mean, I enjoyed seeing Scar Island. However, having Ellie briefly dragged up to Scar Island for a second and then nothing really happening is kind of just irrelevant, I think. Oh, well, that killed me instantly. It was kind of just irrelevant in a lot of ways. I don't think it was necessary, because obviously it's a huge part of Abby's storyline, and I think we would have seen it a lot there. And I understand introducing Easter eggs, like for example the Easter egg of when Ellie was walking through the aquarium and you can see all the bloodied bandages and the saw thing. Obviously we know that's because they cut off the arm of Lef's sister, who I've forgotten the name of. but people who watch the TV show wouldn't, or have only watched the TV show wouldn't. And I think that that's a cool Easter egg, personally, because it leaves you wondering what the fuck happened there. But with the Scar Island, it just kind of felt a bit unnecessary. I don't think it really brought anything extra that kind of made sense, really. So yeah, I probably would have taken that out. I don't think that was as important. I didn't like that too much. I also think that if we didn't have the time jump, Ellie's reaction and her panicking when it came to having killed Mel, and Mel trying to guide her and explain about how to cut out the baby, I think would have made more sense as well, because she would have been a child and would have genuinely just been freaking out and not really knowing what to do. Where I think is if it happened with this Ellie, she either would have figured it out and just done it herself, or she kind of would have had like a rough idea of how to proceed in some way. Like I feel like she'd know, even if she didn't know how to like surgically do it in a safe way, she'd fucking try and she'd figure it out. Whereas young Ellie just sort of panicked a little and then changed their idea. Shit. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like it would have worked a little bit better in that sense. I definitely didn't like that as much, I don't think, for those reasons. It wasn't all hate though. I didn't just dislike season 2. Like there was nothing good about it. I enjoyed a lot of different things about it. Like I think one of my favorite episodes was probably episode 6. I think it's episode 6 anyway, where you tell the backstory, and obviously we get to see Joel for the entire episode, which is nice. And I liked how he was also in the intro as well because of it, where you see the two of them at the end. So I thought that was all great. I have no complaints there. But I also think that could have been told if you just didn't do the time jump as well. And a lot of the same things could have happened without a lot of the main criticisms that people have. Although I suppose in a lot of ways, I mean, they couldn't have really guessed, you know, all of the concerns that people were going to have about the season. And I'm sure they made something that they really loved and that they were passionate about and that they were, and that they were proud of, which is fine as well. As long as that's true and that stays true, even after everything's come out, then I think that it's fine. And that's just what the show is. But these are, I think, things that I would have changed slightly, just retrospectively, that I think would have worked. And the idea for this really came about because of how they started the first episode. Like, at the beginning of the first episode, you see Abby still in that same timeline before the time jump, sort of at her father's grave, and I was like, oh, I understand now why what they're going to do and why Abby isn't as buff as she is in the game, because it hasn't happened yet. And then they did the time jump anyway, and I was like, oh, well, it's kind of irrelevant then, I guess. So yeah, I thought that just, I don't know, I remember thinking about the idea, and I thought it was interesting, and I'm curious to see if anybody else also thinks that it's interesting, perhaps. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just misguided. I'm just looking for something new, and that's just not what this was ever supposed to be, really. Or not as new as maybe I wanted it to be. So yeah, I don't know. There was still a lot of good stuff, though. I'm not gonna say there wasn't. But yeah. Wonderful. Okay, so we've got Hunted, Survive the Attack. Let's see. Who is it up against? I forgot to check. I just keep like clicking through them because I'm not really paying attention. I am just kind of rambling at this point. But let's see. I mean, I'm just gonna hide here, really. Although, this isn't really a great place for me. Maybe behind... Oh, I can't go behind the shed. Shit. Okay, well. Here it is, then.
Come on.
Who is it against? Is it against infected? Or somebody else? Hello? Oh, shit. It's WLF. Okay. He's going the wrong way. Are you okay, sir? Poor guy. Oh shit! Oh shit me, circles. Oh shit, they have guns. Okay, that's not great. Zigzag. There we go. Run.
This way!
Oof, just gonna get down briefly. Grab a med kit. Wonderful. Where are they coming from? Is it just... I know there's a guy over there, maybe. Oh, there's a guy here too. Yes, there is. Oh, this one's only got a hatchet though. Duck. Hit. Oh, shit me. Let's pick up that as well. Are you sure you want to move in? I mean, does that like seem like a smart thing to do, considering that I've just killed many of your friends? I mean, I don't want to say use your brain, but also, ouch, use your brain a little. Shit, I'm gonna have to heal real quick. Because I'm a little bit low, I'm not gonna lie to you. Well done, Dina. Oh, shit. Damn. Fuck, they have explosives? What the fuck? Piss off. There we go. Easy peas. So yeah, I don't know if I can think of anything else that I really wanted to mention. I like Joel's death as well. I wouldn't change much there. I do think though that them like kind of pausing and being like, hey, we're going to inject you and put you to sleep was kind of weird. I feel like it would have just been better to just like knock her over the back of the head and her fall to the ground. I would have been fine with that as well. I'm also fine with them having sort of switched things up. So instead of Jesse being, instead of Jesse having been with, partnered up, with Joel and Tommy, but obviously having separated later on, and Ellie and Dina having been together, it was Ellie and Jesse had stayed together and Joel was with Dina. I'm fine with that necessarily. It was kind of, the only thing I probably would have changed though is that when they were alone, Ellie and Jesse, I feel like that would have been a good moment for their relationship to progress in some way, for there to be like a sort of bond having created there, where it's just like, it kind of feels like he's always just sort of putting up with Ellie all the time. I didn't feel like there was any sort of substance there at all, especially when it came to when Jesse makes that like last sentence right before he dies, where it's like, oh, I know that you'd burn down the world to try and save me or find me or whatever. And it's like, how do you know that? Like, you're not even that close, really. Like, I know you've known her for 5 years, but like, I don't know. It didn't really seem. Oh shit. Hear the game anymore. I don't even know if you can hear me. Hello? Can you hear me? I can't hear the game at all now. Shit, I don't even think you can either. Ah, damn it. Hold on, let me pause this. I'm gonna have to stop stream for a second. I'll be right back. Because it started glitching in my ear. One sec. Hello everybody. Sorry about that. I don't know what went wrong. I don't know. I heard like a sharp sound in my earphones, like the gameplay just started glitching, and yeah, it just stopped working. But it's fine. We're back, and we can keep playing. So we're trying to find the safe right now, which is, where is it? It's up there. We're gonna have to kill a lot of people to get to that safe. And they're all kind of there. Ah, fuck it.
Nothing to report. Where did she go?
Where do you think I went? How the fuck do I get up there? Oh my god, it's happened again. It's something in my headphones. Jesus, that's pretty annoying and loud. Fuck, I'm gonna turn it down. Ah, I'm gonna die. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. Jesus Christ. What is that? Oh my god, it's happening on the thing as well. Okay. Shit. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to stop it. There you go. I will have stopped it for you now. And that'll stop it for me as well. I don't know why it's freaking out and not working. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Damn. It's the capture card. I see it glitch on stream. Yeah. Yes. It's happened once before, but nothing since until obviously now. I don't know. Maybe I just have to turn it off and start it again. We can do that another time though. But yeah, I think I pretty much shared all of the thoughts that I had on the show mostly, other than like some bits and pieces, and some of the ideas that I had for it. Although I thought of not ideas that I had for it, I feel like that's a bit narcissistic. But I just mean ideas that I think would have been cool to consider as well. That I think would have covered a lot of, or at least some of the main concerns that people were having. And I think it also would have created a show that was a bit more interesting for the people who play the game as well, because we'd get some more lore and some more backstory that maybe we wouldn't have seen as much in the game. But yeah, that's just kind of my opinion so far, and yeah, I think it's fair. I definitely think that there wasn't enough bonding between Ellie and Jesse. It was just such a cold relationship overall. Dina and Ellie was fine. Ellie, you know, definitely not as badass in the show as she is in the game. And I definitely think that would have made more sense had you just not done the time jump. I mean, I know I keep saying it, but it's something that I don't know, I just think would have made more sense. And what else? I really like the actress of Abby. Just in general, I've liked a lot of other stuff she did, and I liked what she brought to the show as well, so I was happy with that also. And, yeah. I would say that's all. And I think I probably would have been fine with not having so many time jumps as well, because obviously the way the game is made is we start kind of not too long after the end of the first game, and then you skip 4 years, and then you keep going back in time to when she was a bit younger just to see what happened in those 4 years. And the way they did that here is because they weren't going to tell the whole story, a lot of it's left for the next season or the season after. They just did one episode where they put everything in. And I thought that was fine. I thought that was a fine idea. However, I also would have been fine if you had just told the story chronologically, or at least most of it, and then maybe left those like final scenes between Ellie and Joel to the end of the show. I think that would have been a nice way to close it out, just as the game did, and that way that's also a way for Joel's character to come back at the end as well. I also think it was fairly predictable. Like when you saw Ellie walk past Joel when he's on the porch with the guitar at the end, immediately I went, "Oh, they're gonna do a flashback, and she's gonna walk back up to him and stuff," which I actually did like. As soon as it happened, I was like, "Fuck, I knew it," and so I thought that was really cool. And yeah, I also liked seeing Joel's relationship with his nephew. That was really cool as well. I wouldn't have changed that at all. Although, to be fair, 4 years ago, I don't think he would have been born yet. Was he already born, or was she pregnant with him then? I don't know. Maybe we wouldn't have gotten to see that storyline. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it would have worked itself out in the end. But yeah, other than that, I can't really think of anything else that I wanted to say about it. Yeah, I also think, because obviously I talked about how it would have been nice to see Abby's initial journey after the Fireflies. I also think it would have been cool to see a little bit more of Ellie and Joel adjusting to Jackson at the beginning and the people there. And I think it would make a lot of sense then as well, how when they want to have the best times, they sort of go off by themselves. And that's when he takes her to the aquarium and things like that. And that could then lead to maybe him making a joke about something to do with the fireflies, which then sort of piques her curiosity, or maybe she finds something that piques her curiosity, and that then leads her to investigate further. And then maybe you could tell the hospital story as well if you really wanted to, or you could skip it like they did here. I was actually fine with them skipping that. I don't think it missed out on much, since they kind of replaced it with the Eugene story and then sort of merged them together at the end. Which I actually thought was fine as well, only because then it incorporates more of Jackson, which we didn't really get as much in the second game. It was mostly just Ellie going through Seattle for the most part. And what I actually would have liked, I will say, as like an Easter egg I think that they could have added, I actually don't know if they did, maybe I'd have to watch the first episode again, maybe I missed it, was in the Lost levels, you have like one of the kids pretending to be a clicker, and I thought it was really cute. And so I think maybe having added that, I think probably would have been a good idea and a nice Easter egg as well for those who know. I think people also would have appreciated that and enjoyed that little scene had they done one like that. Maybe they still will, I don't know. But personally, I think I would have enjoyed that as well. But yeah, overall, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't rate it as high as I would rate Season 1. I think Season 1 maybe like a good 8.5, 9 out of 10. Season 2, maybe a little bit lower. Maybe like a 7, I think, out of 10. 6.5, 6 seems too low. Maybe like a 7, 7.3 out of 10, I think is fair. It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, but I don't think it was bad either. Like, I don't feel like I've wasted my time. I feel like I'm glad that I watched it so that I can have an opinion about it and I get to talk about it. And so for that, I'm happy with it. But yeah, there we go. That's that. I'm gonna go because I can't play anymore. It's broken, and I'll have to fix it and come back another time and do that. Let me know what you think about the story and about my suggestion about just sort of skipping the time jump. Do you think it's a silly idea? Do you agree that it might have worked just as well or maybe even better? Or do you maybe have any different ideas about something you would change and that you think would have worked better for the show? Do tell. I'd love to hear all your thoughts. But that's going to be all for me tonight. I wish you all a wonderful evening. And I'll see you all again tomorrow if I can get the capture card to work. And even if I can't, we'll just play Fortnite or something. I'm sure I'll figure something out. Alright, take care everybody. Bye for now. Bye. Bye-bye.